Hey, I'm Al from Dino Flash Videos, and this video is about why you should buy your Macan certified pre-owned. I'm here in my 2017 Macan, and I just want to give a brief view of the interior here. It's a really nice truck. I bought this vehicle with 18,000 miles. As you can see, it has a full leather interior, panoramic roof. It's a Macan S. The full leather interior is really nice, by the way. It has deviated stitching. It's got a really nice steering wheel. Well, everything's leather. Everywhere you touch is leather on this vehicle. I bought it with 18,000 miles on the vehicle. And let me go a little bit into my reasoning of why you should buy your vehicle certified pre-owned instead of new. A lot of people will disagree with me. I just wanted to give my viewpoint, how people save money. First of all, unlike my 991 Turbo, which is sitting over there, and perhaps my 997, which is sitting in the garage, these vehicles are like stones, right? Buying a Macan is like catching a falling knife as far as the depreciation. Let's take a look at some information, all right? And Car Gurus is really helpful. Okay, so I'm going to show you. This is the depreciation chart of the 2015 Macan. Okay, so we can see that starting off when the vehicle, this is basically what you do with Car Gurus is it takes all the Porsche Macans that are being sold and basically comes up with one average price. So you can see when the vehicle first came out, the average selling price for all of them, I guess I include the S, and the Turbo, and the GTS at the time was about $75,000, right? And then you can see that a year later, you were down to approximately $65,000 as the average selling price for all of the cars. So you can see that the first year depreciation is about $10,000. So we noticed that in the second year, the depreciation is a little bit less. The second year, actually, it's about $8,000 the second year. It's going to about from 65 to about 58. But then by the third year, it's starting to slow down the curve. The curve is not as steep. So you can see here the curve is very steep the first 2 years. And now the curve in 2018, 2019 is starting to slow down. So my theory here in buying the certified pre-owned Macan is that you want to avoid this period of time here where most of the rapid depreciation, that first $20,000 worth of depreciation is taking place. Pick up the car here, right? And then you have less depreciation. You're going to depreciate. This car is going to depreciate down, to being a $20,000 vehicle or maybe even less eventually at some point. And eventually it'd be worth nothing. It's not like a 911. This car is going to eventually be worth nothing when they come out of warranty. So I think it's very important to avoid these first 2 years, year one and year two of depreciation. Look, when you buy the car certified pre-owned, you're going to get, if you buy the car here, you still have factory warranty remaining. They're going to give you, so like for instance, if we're buying the car now in 2019, you're buying a 2017 Macan or even a 2018, you're going to save a lot of depreciation. You're going to get a certified pre-owned if you buy it from a Porsche dealer. Then you're going to get 2 years added onto your warranty. So you get a benefit there because the factory warranty is limited by mileage, whereas the certified pre-owned, you get a 100,000 mile warranty. So basically, when I bought this vehicle here, I got a 100,000 mile warranty, and when I bought the car, it had 18,000 miles on it. So if I wanted to, I could really run this thing up on the mileage, and I wouldn't have any problems. And I've put about 6,000 miles on the vehicle so far. I haven't had any problems with the car. nothing's happened. It's going to go in for service, I guess, about 4,000 miles for oil change. So let's talk about this vehicle here, and why I think this was a better value for me than buying a brand new one. I mean, listen, if you're the type of person that has to have a brand new vehicle, if you're really nervous about that, then by all means, go out and buy a brand new one. As soon as you roll it out the showroom floor and drive it for a year, you're going to lose $10,000 if you go to sell it. And that's at retail. That's not even selling it at wholesale. Those are retail values right there, asking price. So if you want to trade the vehicle in, you lose more than $10,000. Okay, so let's look at this build sheet right here. This is very useful. This is back in I guess March when I bought the car. It had 18,300 miles on it. They were asking $55,900. I paid $54,000 for the car. You can see that the car was a $74,000 truck. Let's look at the modifications on it. It had heated steering wheel, roof rails in black. That doesn't really do anything for me. The lane change assist, again, that's not too helpful for me. I mean, that's okay. Parking assist, front and rear with surround view. I think that's just part of the package. The adaptive cruise control is a really good one. I highly recommend that. The 19-inch Macan turbo wheels are nice. Not a big deal. Metallic blue paint, not a big deal. I think a lot of these options are part of the Premium Package Plus, which I think you definitely have to get. And then the leather interior with the two-tone is what makes the vehicle. I guess if you buy a turbo, you're going to get that, but you're going to pay a lot more. I think the Macan S is more than enough power for a vehicle like this, a SUV. Since this is a second or a third car even for me, and mostly going to be used in the snow and bad weather conditions and going around town. If I want to go fast, I'll go in my other car. But this interior is what it really made it for me. But look, here's the problem with these vehicles. So I paid $54,000. So the car had 18,000 miles. So they drove it about 9,000 miles a year. They drove it for 2 years. And I bought it 2 years after the fact. And it dropped from $74,000 to $54,000, including the certified pre-owned warranty, which is about $3,000 or $4,000 of value for the warranty. And I paid $54,000. So the original purchaser, took a bath of $20,000 to drive for 18,000 miles. I don't want to take that bath. I just don't. I don't want to lose that kind of money on a vehicle to drive it for such a short period of time. Right now, the way I'm going right with this vehicle, I'm anticipating if I keep the mileage reasonable, I'm going to lose about $5,000 a year. So the first year it'll go down from 54 to about 49, and then the second year it'll go down to about 45. Retail prices. Of course, if I'm going to trade in or wholesale, I'll get less, but that's the retail price. As a matter of fact, I just checked it, on Kelley Blue Book and NADA. The price I paid, actually, it's been, from March until August, so the price really hasn't moved much on these. I thought that the 2008, 17, and 18s would go down more since the new one came out, but they seem to be holding their value pretty good here. I don't know if that's because the new ones are so scarce and hard to get. Not really sure. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you is Macan is a great vehicle. I think it's one of the best SUVs in the market for my taste. I've driven just about all of them. I like it even better than the Cayenne. It's a really nice car to have, but I think you're better off to buy it 1 or 2 years old, certified pre-owned, and let somebody else take the depreciation hit. As long as you pick out a good one that hasn't been in accidents, I think you'll be better off. And it comes, fully under full warranty. So if there's any issues, they take care of it. One thing that you can do, which a lot of people don't know, if you have certain options you want, like for me, when I was looking for my car, I was looking for the adaptive cruise control was a must, and the leather interior was a must. Those were the two options that were a must for me that I had to have. Okay, so what I did was I went on to Porsche of North America website into the configurer, and I checked off certified pre-owned vehicles, and then I was able to do a nationwide search for all the Macans that were available that had adaptive cruise control and a leather interior, and then I was able to sort them all and look and see, you know, which ones had different mileage, what the price was, and be able to determine what a fair price was and see who was relatively close to me. And I found one, and I'm very happy with it. I think it's a great vehicle. Finally, just a final conclusion, you know, for those of you who are considering a base Macan, I did make a video, my previous video of trashing the base Macan, why the Macan S is so much better. After driving this one a little bit, I haven't driven it that much, but after driving it a little bit, this is hands down 100 times better than the base Macan. It's just a better motor. The suspension's better. It feels better. You don't have that feeling when you're in the highway that the little 4-cylinder Audi motor is working to itself to death. You just have a feeling of control and power. It's just a much better vehicle. I highly recommend this if you're considering the base Macan. Get a used Macan S, and you can get it for the same price as a base Macan. I would not recommend a base Macan to anybody. And even more of a joke is a so-called like sport edition base Macan. You know, to get the options and you're paying a lot more money. It's just ridiculous. A Porsche vehicle, you know, is the motor. You know, why buy a Porsche vehicle with a tiny little Audi 4-cylinder that's, you know, made for a little sports car, not made for a big SUV that weighs a lot, and you're trying to push it along. You know, the only disadvantage that I could see to having a real Porsche motor in this SUV category is that it drinks a little bit more gas. You know, my observation after driving the base Macans a lot when my 991 was in for servicing, they give you those base Macans to drive, is that my driving style, I have a lead foot when I'm driving a base Macan because I want it to go quicker, so I'm constantly on the gas. So with this thing is really fast. I got pulled over by a cop the other day doing 90 miles an hour. And so far I haven't gotten a ticket for that, so I keep my fingers crossed. But and it was like nothing to do 90 miles an hour, and it's just touching the gas. So, you know, I think if you're an aggressive driver, the 4-cylinder, you're really not going to realize and see a lot better gas mileage. The only way you're going to see that improvement in gas mileage is if you're really babying the car and driving very slow, you know, and kind of like driving it like a Toyota Prius style. You know what? If you want that kind of economy, don't buy a Porsche vehicle. You know, it's not made for that. Get yourself like a hybrid or electric vehicle. These cars are made for performance, and if you want to have a performance car, get a car that has a performance engine. My clock was just doing some crazy countdown stuff. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope that helps someone who's looking for a Porsche Macan. I do have some thoughts to make some videos coming up. I've been very slack over the summer because I've been enjoying the summertime. I haven't been making any videos. I have some thoughts of some videos I'm going to be making shortly. I plan to take this monster to the track, and I also want to take the 997 to the track and do some quarter-mile racing, and we're going to make some more videos for the fast cars. So thank you for watching, and have a great summer.